Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign. We're back in Myth of Empires today for a video that has been asked for many times over different videos, even videos that had nothing to do with Myth of Empires. It's a question that's been asked quite a lot, so I thought I'd get it done for you guys so you can understand how the turrets work in the game. We're going to deal with the placement, we're going to deal with the settings, and we're going to sort out and go through the different sort of damages and the different towers that are available. Now this is on a brand new server that we've been playing on, so I've only just really started out, so we haven't got that much resources yet, so I'm going to be doing it with the standard, like the normal first tower that you get unlocked. Now if you don't know where the towers are unlocked at, it's under guild tech, and if you go across on the bottom, you've got simple watchtower, and you go across the clay watchtower, then you've got the masonry arrow tower and the glazed tile arrow tower at the end there. This is obviously the highest level one, does the most amount of damage along with the steel whistling arrows, and you've got the iron whistling arrows for those. You've got the bronze whistling arrows for the clay watchtower, and you've got the stone ballista bolts for the simple watchtower. Now you can, with these ones, at least use any of the ammunition inside of them. So you can use the bronze whistling arrows in a masonry arrow tower and a glazed tile arrow tower, for example. Now it does take a bit to unlock these during the in the guild tab. So if you're starting on a new server, it does take a little bit unless you're on a sped up server. So it does and can take you a while to get to the top tier. But anyway, these standard simple watchtowers are really good at the beginning just to keep people away while you're getting built up, while you're getting set up, while you're getting sorted. And they're also very good to be used when you're actually going in and setting up a fob to attack another player's base. You just have these posted around, and if they try and take out your beds, etc. or whatever, they've noticed where you are and they're trying to take you out, then you can place these down and they'll do some annoying damage that slows people down, that sort of stuff, etc, etc. So to build these, you do need a guild workshop, and you do need a, if I can bloody find it, siege foundation. Now this is the standard siege foundation. You can build everything up to the clay or the masonry watchtowers, I do believe. I think it's the masonry watchtowers you can. And then the advanced siege workshop that you get later on at level 37, the guild level 5, you can then craft the glazed tile arrow tower. And we do have that placed somewhere around here. Just on the other side of the guild workshop over there, we have the siege foundation that I was crafting some arrows with. So let's talk about the placement of the actual towers themselves. Now you're going to want to have them facing outward. So on some of these towers, like this one's not so bad because this one they can fire in a sort of all the way around. The simple watchtower, which is quite nice. But the other towers, they have an arrow. It shows you like the sort of green outline at the front of the ballista bolt, like the ballista actual from the tower, and that'll face out the front. It will show you the direction facing, and you have to face it in that direction because they shoot off. They don't shoot off at 360 degrees. It's sort of a 180, maybe a little bit less than a 180. I'm not sure on the exact degrees that it's supposed to be, but they will have to face the way that you are going for them to shoot in that direction, which is why when you're placing them, you're going to want to build a base where you can place them in all directions so you have every direction covered. Now a little quick tip when it comes to actually placing these, you're going to want ones placed outside aiming inwards on your base. So you can have these little designs that I've actually come up with a few designs myself that I will probably do in another video later on, where we do 1x1s, 2x2s, and little sort of towers, arrow towers that do have ammunition benches inside of them, so you can just fill them with arrows and it will automatically refill the towers for you. It does take a lot of materials to craft the ammunition themselves, and a decent amount of materials to craft the towers, but it's not so bad if you're on a private server. On the official servers, if you have a big enough group, it's quite easy to do. And if you have a smaller base as a smaller group, then it is quite easy to at least get people to step away from your base and don't come in and just start attacking your doors with swords and blah, blah, blah. So you're going to want towers facing inwards. You're going to want towers facing outwards. Now, the reason we want towers facing inwards as well is because people can run and hide underneath the actual towers themselves. So if you have them all the way around the wall around here, for example, with this little sort of starter square base that we got going on here, they'll run down, they'll run up to the wall, and if they don't get hit enough, they'll go up to the wall and these towers won't be able to hit them anymore, and they'll be able to crack on and hit your doors. Now you're going to want at least a couple of towers facing your front door from the outside, and then obviously in the four corners, all facing in sort of the degree angle motions that they got in when you actually place the towers themselves. So we're just going to place this tower down on the corner over here, and there it is. Now this guy can shoot in all directions because there's not actually a thing, it's just whoever's inside of the tower gets to fire. So we're going to place these over here, place those in there, and they got 14 ballista bolts. So if you go in, if you hold E on the actual tower and you go to warrior control settings, you can have it set to whichever you want. Now, there's a bit of an issue with some of these options at the moment. They got trans set, trans all over the place, and it's kind of weird. So if we go to attack hostile units, it will actually attack animals. It will attack everything that is hostile, everything around you. Now, if we have it set to the range over here, so you can have it to not attack hostile units. I'm just getting confused reading this because it says no attack. Then you got the range. So the range is 45 all the way up, and you keep on doing it. It's kind of annoying. You go to 90. Then you get to 135. Now, this is the highest range that these towers have, and it will reach up to the point that most people will be using their siege. So you can get these guys to fire out, and if you design your base well enough, they will have to bring their siege in close enough to be hit by the towers themselves. Now, there is the case, obviously, we're going to get raided by mega guilds and blah, 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 and there's nothing you can really do about it if you're not a mega guild yourself, but it is helpful to stop the smaller groups from coming in and annoying your base, sort of thing. So at the moment, it's got no attack hostile units, so it will not attack hostile units. It's got no attack neutral units, which is the animals, and you've got attack player units on. If we click this, it will go down to no attack. So now we click attack, and it's attacking player units. No attack, attack the player, and then it goes on, and no attack player, and this is going to be set. Now, if you don't want them to attack animals and stuff, no neutral units like the boars and stuff, where they're not actually aggressive, not including wolves and stuff like that, then you can have this turned off like this, or you can have the hostile units turned off like that. Now, you can actually get them to attack special structures. If you click this one on, it will attack sort of the siege equipment, etc. And you can have this set as well to attack structures, as in attack people's bases. If they set up a fob that's close enough in range of you, then you can have that to attack that. And turret attack back. Now, this is a new option that's just been added recently. When you have this option clicked on, it actually, if someone is attacking the tower itself, then that tower will fire back on the person that is attacking it. It will stop attacking the stuff that it's just pointing at and shooting, and it will attack the person that's attacking it. Now, this was massively needed, especially in the sort of, this should have been in from launch, and it is actually a massive buff to the towers themselves. You'll have a guy in the background hiding behind a wagon or something like that while it's trying to fire arrows, and it's aiming at that guy, and then you have another guy that's a little bit further back, and you'll have the guy sort of standing there, or he's got his shield out and he's blocking the shots, and you can have a guy just a little bit further back shooting arrows. Now, if that guy shooting arrows hits the tower, that tower will change target from the guy with the shield to the guy with the arrow, so it was massively needed. And that's basically all of the actual settings themselves. So you have the special structures that attacks the siege, etc. The attack structures, yes. You got attack back, which we explained earlier. Attack the player, attack player units, no attack neutral units, no attack hostile units. Now, hostile units, that would include bears, wolves, cats, tigers, blah, 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 everything like that. And your range, which is a maximum of 135. You click that again, it will go back down to range 45. And it's the actual, whatever it actually says on here is whether it's on or off. So this is off, on, and then range 90, now range 135. There we go. So if we attack neutral units, maybe there's some sort of piggy about. There we go. It's firing off into the distance over there. Now, as you can see, you don't need NPCs in here. And these simple watchtowers actually do fire at a 360-degree angle, and they will kill anything around this. So they are pretty damn useful, even though they're not that great damage-wise, and like health-wise, sorry, because it depends on the ammo that you're putting in it. Health-wise, they're not that great. It doesn't take much to take them down, but they are useful if you are in a pickle and you're in a fight and you need something to craft real quickly. You craft a load of these simple watchtowers, place them down, put an ammo box down, put the ammo inside of it, and just let them crack on. It does build up as you have more of it's firing off into the distance again. Now, if you click this button up here, so we'll close it real quick, you click this button to show defense range, you'll see that it is 90 right now. And if we change it to 140, 135, it will go even further out, and it will show you the exact range. So you can sort of go into the distance and see if there's any sort of defensive parts that are covered by these turrets. So places like up on a hill, over a ledge, behind rocks, etc. And you can sort of see if those areas are protected by the towers. And you can see a crossover of the towers, so you can see if they're all going to be hitting in the same range. Now, you can add NPCs to the watchtowers. You can just walk up to it, you hold down E, and if you have an NPC near you that is based off of the willpower stat now. So it's not based off of the siege damage, it's based off the whole, a lot of them. And when you hold E down, you'll be able to click an item here, put NPC in tower, and that will raise the damage of the actual arrows themselves when they're hitting. And another good thing for an early warning system is if you have NPCs in the four corners, even if you just put them in simple watchtowers, is what I do personally. I have 4 simple watchtowers. I have them in 4 corners, maybe even just sitting on the ground outside with 4 crappy NPCs in them. And every time it hits someone, you'll get the damage numbers on the left just above the chat, where it will show you that the actual NPC is damaging someone. So you can get it as an early warning system that something is close, so you can get back to base. And it's quite a nice little alarm system. It's kind of cheesy, and I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's meant to be or blah blah blah, but I still use it because it is available and it's quite a nice sort of mechanic. And that's all we have for the Watchtower. Remember to like the video if you do enjoy my content. Remember to subscribe for more MOE guides and survival gaming content and some Lost Ark guides that are going to be coming out soon. We do have a Patreon in the description if you'd like to support myself and the channel. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.